Good morning, beautiful people. I've just been at the gym. I did a cycle, like a bike class, the trip, which I love, and I did some of my weights before it. And it's only just after 9 a.m. in Australia. It's Sunday morning, and it's such a gorgeous day. There's a bit of a breeze, and it's 12 degrees Celsius, but when the sun is out, all's right with the world. But I thought I'd come to a little thinking spot and just do a quick live. I'm going to have to end it at some point because I can already feel my bladder starting to fill up. After drinking mountains of water at the gym, I wasn't planning on going live. I was planning on getting some petrol and heading home. But here we are. But I thought I'd just go live and see who's around at this time of the day, but also just a sort of little debrief on what's happened on in the YouTube, not just true crime community. I think it's affected a few communities, and just put it all to bed. First, well, according to my chat, Scout got in before you, Kaz, but maybe on YouTube you were, though. Good morning, beautifuls. Sunny Bum is chilling at home after waking me up at 7 a.m., kissing me on the nose, bless her, because during the week, I get up at like 5:30, but on the weekends, I don't. For some reason, I don't. Like, my body knows that I get a couple of sleep-ins. And by sleeping, I mean, like, usually it's sort of 6:30 at the latest. But this morning, after a pretty big day yesterday, Sunny was pretty patient, but it got to 7 and she's like, nah, it's time for you to feed me, even though she has food in her bowls. And she got up and gave me a little kiss on my nose. Pretty cute way to wake up. Bless her. I mean, I was stirring. She wouldn't dare do that if I wasn't stirring. She's pretty awesome, really. But let me just sort my hair out. Isn't it a gorgeous day, though? Look at it, man. Winter in Tasmania. Got to be happy with that. But the gym's pretty close to here, so I was like, oh, let's just pop down to my our little thinking spot. You finally caught up with it. Yeah, it's a thing, isn't it, Scout? Hi, Nicole Lee. How are you? Good morning. I would, yeah, no, kisses from our little sunny girl. I'll definitely give her kisses from you when I get home too, because she's going to be angry with me today because I have to vacuum. Oh my God, guys, I bought a RoboVac. It hasn't arrived yet, but I can't wait. I'm going to film it when I launch it and see what she does. I don't think she's going to be one of those cats who sits on top of it as it goes around the floor. I reckon she's going to freak the fuck out. But I was reading one of the reviews and someone said, try and set it for like 4 o'clock in the afternoon because there's nothing quite like walking into your house and all the vacuuming's being done. I'm like, yeah. So we'll see how it goes. I'm pretty excited. That was the Amazon Prime sale. Like, I got it for a third of what they normally charge people for it. So I was pretty happy about that. And I read lots and lots of different reviews, and there's one that just I kept going back to. Please let me know if you like it or not. I'm thinking of getting one. Oh, I will let you know. It's all right. I'm a typo queen. I'm really fluent in typo, Scout. I've got a little muesli cookie to eat as well that I bought at the gym. They're allegedly healthy, but they don't taste it. They taste naughty. I mean, the reviews are consistent with RoboVax of any brand. It's a life changer, they say. But Sunny's just got so much fluff. Some days, like I vacuumed the day before and I mop, and the next day it's like it hasn't been done. So the real reason I got it is just hopefully it'll keep on top of that a bit. And also, I've gone up another day at work, and I resent doing house. When you're working, it sucks that you have to do housework on the weekend. That's when you should be relaxing. So I've got a day off that I do a lot of housework, but if I didn't have to do any vacuuming on the weekend, that would be really cool. And then my long hair as well, like it's just the house of fluff, you know. I have two very tired pups laying on me. Oh, cute, and in my arms. Yeah, it's hard to type when you've got animals in comas on you. You're doing well, Scout. Wow. I thought you dropped into one of my lives about it, Casper. In a nutshell, Zav requested the all the documents available from through the El Paso courts in Colorado regarding the Gannon Stout case. And they released it, and it included autopsy photos and crime scene photos where his body was found in a suitcase thrown off a bridge in Florida. So there's a major problem with that, for starters, that information was released to her. But then in her hands, rather than thinking, wow, I probably shouldn't have been sent all of this, I might actually call the court and let them know and just leave it at that, she decided to create a video where she alleges, for scientific and educational purposes, did a video looking at all of the autopsy photos behind a paywall on Patreon. And you had to pay $3 to be able to access this file, which she'd put in a Dropbox with a link. The Dropbox wasn't password protected. Anyway, guess what happened? It got out there, and the whole true crime community and other communities, I mean, the drama community, have had a bit to say on it as well. But also, I mean, I've heard people like Scott Rush talking about it. I mean, I wouldn't really call him true crime, not the grimy true crime community. You know, lots of reputable creators, big creators. And then like Emily D. Baker's another one who pretty much had the exact same view that I did, although she said it way more eloquently than I did. And then it made mainstream media in America, ironically on channels like News Nation, that all of these, you know, inverted commas, true crime channels are so fond of and constantly using as a source of information. And it's kind of gone global, like people are talking about it all over the place. But it's led to a lot of discussions. She's lost a shitload of subs. She put up a post on her community page justifying doing it, and that just set everyone off because there was no accountability or understanding of how fucked up it was for her to do that. And, you know, and it was just a chain of bad events. But, yeah, I mean, initially the court releasing it's a problem. But then having that sort of sensitive information in your hands and not being discerning enough to decide that it's not something you should be putting out there. Yeah, I know. I mean, like, they probably don't have a job anymore. And if they do, they've probably been severely reprimanded, I would imagine. It might bring about some legislative changes in Colorado in terms of releasing. I mean, I think it looks like too, Casper, that every state in the US seems to have their own rules and regulations about what they can and can't release. But because it's made national attention in the States, I would imagine that they're all going to be really looking at what they do and don't release. But the thing is, she just made an absolute fool out of herself, and that really pissed everybody off. Then she conveniently went on vacation. The next thing, this post on her community page where everyone was pretty much calling her out for what she did, she deleted that. She also deleted a live where she'd been justifying it. And then radio silence. And then she posted an apology, this 3-minute video that was unbelievably edited. She was using a script, like, no, just turn on the camera and speak from the heart and apologise. The only thing Gannon's mum, Landon, wanted was an apology for Gannon, and she didn't even do that in her apology. I actually called her out on that, and her response was, I haven't seen that post of Landon's that everyone's talking about. I don't know everything that's happening on the internet. Well, everyone lost their shit about that and said to her, including me, your primary focus after doing this should have been his family and him, and it hasn't been, and it still isn't. And the apology was just more excuses, more deflecting, no accountability, and then she was really snarky with people. Then she turned the comments off her apology. And then they're back on again now. But it's only been a week. So there's other YouTubers that are going, oh, it's going on for so long and, move on, people. It's like, no, fuck you. We're all part of this community. We want to protect it. We want to make it better. We want to call out bullshit. People should be held to account, and then how they handle it should also be held to account. But it has been flogged to death. Like, I don't feel like I need to do another live on it, but I'm okay if people bring her up, and there's other creators too. Natasha Cooper also did a similar thing, Casper. And part of me feels like it. Well, I was actually doing a live the other night on Natasha Cooper about it when the apology landed on Zav's channel. So we dropped everything and went and had a listen, and oh my God, it was bad. I said the cunt word so many times, Casper, and not in a g'day cunt, how you doing way. Like, I was angry. Everyone was disappointed. There are people that are still defending her. There are a couple of creators that just look like idiots for doing that, because I don't mind people, they're not defending her actions per se, but I don't mind people sticking up for the underdog, but you've got to come up with good reasons to do so. And they haven't. They're just making out we're all on this witch hunt. It's not a witch hunt. Someone in the community fucked up. Someone who was close to 100,000 subscribers had no issue sharing photos of an 11-year-old brutally murdered boy, as if it's safe to put anything or anywhere on the internet. Hey, Orchid. Hey, Blissful. We're down at our thinking spot. This is one of our community thinking spots where we come and have little debriefs on a gorgeous Sunday morning. Yay! Yes, it's not something that won't continue to be discussed because it was full on. And I'm just, I'm also tempted to still react to Life Perplex views on it because they're just absolutely ludicrous. And then on top of that, I woke up this morning or yesterday, I noticed someone had commented under my video, which is a scientific and detached apology, because that's what she said. She said, I can look at autopsy photos in a scientific and detached way. So Shanna suggested I call my live a scientific and detached apology from Zav Girl. But there's a comment under there going, leave her alone. You sound jealous. So I wrote back, you leave me alone. You sound 14. If you sound jealous. Yeah, right. I am jealous of a woman who was so close to hitting 100,000 subscribers from being a bloody sensationalistic, voyeuristic fucking asshole. Like the way she handled Cleo Smith's abduction and the wrongly accused Terence Kelly, what she did with the Kylie Rodney case, and there's other examples of stuff she's done as well. But yeah, I'm jealous of someone who the father of a murdered 11-year-old boy has called pure evil. Yeah, I'm so jealous. I'm so jealous of a 41-year-old who lives at home with her mum and has absolutely no moral compass at all. Seriously. Oh, Orchid, wasn't it terrible? I was just getting on with reaming Natasha Cooper when it launched, and we dropped everything and had a look at it. She uses the word but right at the start. No, she doesn't start with but, never use but when you're saying sorry, ever. And the way it started too, I don't know, but it reminded me of those people that do videos that they're like, if you're seeing this now, it means that I'm dead. And it was just a big load of bloody throwing other people under the bus, deflecting, blaming everybody else, not even apologising to Gannon. Even after I pointed out, and then other people did as well, about the lack of apology to Gannon, which is all his mother wanted, she still didn't. And I saw a comment, she said, I apologise to everyone I hurt. Surely that includes Gannon. Like, she's so fucking arrogant. She's shown her true colours, and all these people going, she's a nice girl. Well, really, have a look at the way she's commented to people. I mean, she's loving and responding. All the people going, you stick in there, Zav. Fuck, I always want to call her Gavzel. Full of deflection. Who would be jealous of a 41-year-old that lives with a mum and dog and exploit? Yeah, that popped up right after I'd been saying that. Yeah, well, I mean, a lot of people have abandoned it. I mean, I keep an eye on the scumbags of YouTube. You guys know that. That's what we do on this channel. I'm sorry, but we're all observers, and you don't just do the Laura. If you don't like it, don't watch it. Fuck off. In fact, I'm more likely to watch the contentious assholes on YouTube than the people that I like. Because the people that I like is just like, yeah, I like you because I think the same way. Or, oh, thank you for a slightly different point of view to mine. But the people that are problematic on this platform and who are actually destructive, yeah, you bet I'm watching you. Well, I think it probably will blow over though, Orchid. I mean, we've seen that happen with so many other YouTube scandals. You know, look at what happened with Diane's channel, Diane stealing from St. Jude, and she reappeared without an apology, and people still swarm to listen to the vitriol that oozes out of her mouth. I mean, Natasha Cooper's had numerous channels taken off YouTube, and yet she's still bopping around. Bloody Critical K got booted off YouTube, and she managed to come back. Like, there's sort of people have, it's not short memories, but it's sort of like a week in YouTube's like a year or a month. And I mean, the thing is too, for me, like, I don't, in anything in my life, I don't want to be eating the same food every week. I don't want to be doing the same classes at the gym. I like variety, and I don't want to be talking about her forever either. But I thought we needed a bit of a debrief. I just wanted to see how everyone is, and also get a bit of a gauge from you if you guys want me to cover Natasha Cooper still, or whether you think we've kind of said all we need to, or even Laura. She is all over Facebook. I'll have to fill you in on my background with that woman and her evil cohort, Jay's for Justice, sometime. No, Jay's a fucking asshole too, but she's not evil. Well, she's not as evil as Zav is. Although, you know, Jay's done some pretty fucked up things too. But the autopsy photos, like, were a new low for sure. And the crime scene photos, which people keep forgetting. This 11-year-old boy was brutally murdered, then shoved in a suitcase, put in the back of the car, driven to Florida from Colorado with his unknowing sister sitting in the car, stepsister, and then thrown off a bridge. And then by the time he was found, he was in a state of severe decomp. And she got photos of all of that too. In the suitcase, out of the suitcase. Yeah, wasn't found for a month. They all have their moments. I need to up my game. I don't think I've given you guys any moments yet. I mean, if I had a moment, my channel would probably triple overnight, but I don't want to triple it overnight. Welcome to all the new subs, though. Pretty cool. I mean, I'm not talking like 100 new subs. I'm stoked that we've got like 10 new subs that are all like-minded, good people. The people that have found our community in the last few weeks just fitted in straight away. Orchid and Brenda the other night, my God, it was just like, you're home. Where have you been? Yeah, yeah. I know the squiggles, the white squiggles. I know it's stomach churning. And I'm eating a really delicious, well, I was, muesli biscuit. Yeah, no, 10. And 10 groovers blissful, including the fabulous orchid. For a brief moment, my channel was on 666, and it was right when I was condemning Natasha for using the Bible to justify her actions. It's all right, orchid. No, I could never stoop that low. I have a beautiful heart and empathy for humanity. Oh, thank you, Scout. Well, that's why I love our community, because I think we all do. Like, we're really good people. I mean, I do question frequently what the fuck any of us are doing on YouTube, because we are indeed the minority. But there are other good people out there too that don't know our community exists, and everyone's, free to sort of share other channels that are good people as well. It's always nice to discover new channels. But I do like one of the baddest bad boys of YouTube. I'm not going to lie. Which, a lot of people have major issues with him, but I'm quite fond of him because he just says it like it is. He used to be a lot sharper and a lot funnier, but I think you've got to have a bad boy channel that you watch. But other than that, of course I'm going to keep an eye on the stuff that's going on. It's not about cancel culture or anything else like that, but in my real life, I'm really active in my community. The council might do something that the residents down here don't agree with, and we all rally together and speak up. I mean, that's why the fuck we live in that. Well, that's why the fuck you use your voice if you live in a democratic society. Motherfucking Lynette, is she here? Unseen Thinkers. Hello, and how are you? Greeting the chat. We're having a little Sunday morning debrief in our thinking spot. I love StreamYard giving you guys panoramic views because we have amazing skies and everything down here. But the sand dunes that I'm looking at on the screen are so far away. But for me, they're probably only, I don't know, 800 meters away. And the sun just lighting them up. Like, I just love this spot. There's a rainbow further around too. I can't tell if you'd be able to see it or not, but it's shooting straight up into the sky. I'll take you guys around to the beach too. Like, we'll have a look and see what's happening on the beach down where I live in a minute. But yeah, how do you as a community feel about this subject? Like, is it worth still discussing Natasha and her, because she hasn't been let off scot-free, but she certainly hasn't had the spotlight on her, or is it a waste of time? And also Laura, just to sort of show the other side, the tiny other side, because that was the thing that I really thought was amazing was, hey, Cement. No, we're not driving. Well, I mean, I've just been at the gym. I thought I'd come down to our thinking spot, have a quick little Sunday morning debrief, because I've got a few things on today. I'd like to go live a bit later on, but just in case I can't, because it's the weekend and it's Sunday, and Sundays can get quite busy for me. And I've also got the MasterChef final tonight, so I won't be online. Oh, well, I will. I'll be trolling the Twitters, my other favourite passion. But I'm going to drive us around to the beach in a minute. We're going to go over a little drive, Cement. a little tootle round the corner. Yeah, I don't know. Do you guys think that we're all okay to just let this go and get on with some other stuff? Because I feel like we are. I need to research Glitter Candle Girl, and Scratch and Sniff Lady deserves a continual exposing. The thing is, Scratch and Sniff is going to give us something else to talk about at some point. And I don't think it's really worth giving Laura airtime on this because she's sort of missing the point, and a lot of it seems to be, a lot of what she's talking about seems to be driven from her absolute hatred of the Hive and Queen Bee and all of that. Like she hasn't acknowledged that there are some really good creators on YouTube who have also talked about it. Like Emily D. Baker, for example, and Scott Reich, she's completely ignored that. So I don't know. She'd probably, to me, it's kind of like what's the point? And she's using things like, if you don't like someone, don't watch them. Well, fuck me dead. You all know how I feel about that line. It's along with, you're just jealous. Madalirium, hello. How are you, gorgeous? Another community member who found us and we love, instantly settled in. Chatty as hell too, this one. Yeah, if you're ever up for a real chat with Maddie. She's a chatter, and in a good way. She's a chatter like me. We've had some good conversations and chuckles over the last week. I just love that. I love that you guys found us, because prior to you finding us, with the calling out of disreputable YouTubers and my sort of Stop the Madness series, we've always said, even if one little person stumbles across our community and goes, oh my God, like-minded people, you beauty, it's worth it. And we got that this week in the bucket loads. We got lots of lovely new people. And we also got people that have apparently just been kind of a lurker, suddenly speaking up as well, which is great. Oh my God, it does my head in, Orchid. I want to punch my screen when I hear that. What a defeatist, pathetic argument. I do give a shit about this community. I've been in it for 5 years. Some of you guys still probably don't know I've got other channels, but this is the crime channel. There's episodes of a podcast I did looking at some of the funniest crimes from around the world. I've covered some cases, but I've also focused on talking about how social media is impacting civil and criminal trials or cases. But also as a lawyer, this is my downtime, so I don't get into the highly technical legal stuff. And we had one of the best watch parties for the Depp v. Heard trial online, in my opinion, my humble opinion. So we do a lot of stuff here, but I also do cooking on another channel. And me too. You agreed with something, but I mean, oh, thanks, Scout. It's a weak comment, come back for the weak-minded people that have no substance to debate or argument. Absolutely. I mean, they might as well just go, That's what it sounds like to me when they say shit like that. They're just that kid when you're a kid too, and they just go, It's like, find some words, please, for the love of God. Oh, what was it, Madalarium? I've been berated by a few people. The thing I love is the thread that I started when I called out Gav. I've done it again. Oh, fuck it. From now on, she's Gav. Gavin, how you doing? A mate of mine who's called Gavin, who's a stand-up comedian, he's like, if you've never heard the sound of a woman's vagina slamming shut, change your name to Gavin. He said it was so hard dating. He'd be like, "Hi, I'm Gavin," and he said he could literally hear the sound of a woman's vagina slamming shut. It's my favourite joke of his. It is like them throwing it out of the sand pit. Absolutely. They said she has clean energy. It's great she's trying to help out the environment. Clean energy? She showed her true colours. She's so disconnected. Yep, Zav Girl's now got an Aussie name. She's Gav. So, guys, if you ever see a live that I'm doing and it's like, let's talk about Gav, we need to talk about Gavin. But she's shown her true colours, not only in that appalling abomination of an, inverted commas, apology, but even the way she interacted with me. It was just, I mean, I didn't care that she was snarky with me because it was like, bring it on. Keep showing us all your true colours, girl. She nasty. Like, you can't wear a rainbow hypercolour fucking tie-dye top and think people are going to go, isn't she bright and cheery, when you're writing really bitchy, cunty comments on your own bloody channel. This isn't the Tasmanian Sea, or the Tasman even, but this is a little inlet where we are at the moment. But I'll take you around to the beach where I live now, and we can see out to the horizon and technically the start of the Tasman. And if we all got in little boats and headed in that direction, we'd end up in New Zealand. So I'll take you for a little tootle round to beautiful Park Beach. Actually, its full name is Carlton Park Beach. I mean, it's quite a big beach. And at one end where the bluff is, that's known as Park. And then the other end where the surf club is Carlton. Oh, my God, I can't stand Gav's chair either. Blissful don't like the little boats. Well, we won't. We were going to go on a figurative boat trip, not a literal one. All right, let me show you the beach. Buckle up, kiddies. Oh, actually, no, there's no seatbelts on this flight for you, unless you brought your own, and you don't get snacks and beverages either. If you didn't bring your own, bad luck. I might, if I get organised today, I might do some cooking. I haven't even done my meal prepping yet, so I don't know what I'll be cooking, but I might cook something. I'm craving lots of veggies. I might do the oh, that's a bit boring though to watch. I do roast veggies in my air fryer with sausages, and the sausages are the best cooked sausages ever, even better than my Barbie, and my Barbie's awesome. Oh my God, and she's also been posting all this shit channel not being, about the apology not being monetized, because she's claiming YouTube chose to put ads on it. But she also had her links to her PayPal, her merchandise. All of that was in the description. And when people pointed that out, she quickly deleted it. She's such a snake. I've always thought she sort of looked like a chunky Nicole Kessinger on pot. That's how I've always slightly chubbier. Not that she's chubby, but she's chubbier than Nicole Kessinger. So this is the little town where I live. The gym is just here on the left. Footy field to the right. Pub to the left, because you know a good town when the pub, bottle shop are next to the gym and the footy oval. My mechanic to the left. On the right here, we have the turn off into the primary school and our community centre, which is amazing. This is just a little tour for the people new to my channel. We have possibly haven't seen where I live. Now, it might look like we're going fast, but we're not. It's 50 k's through here. Fat Kissinger. Well, a chubbier one, a slightly chunkier one. And yeah, but the chair, I can't handle anyone in a gamer chair. Mummy Rambling's blog in a gamer chair disturbs me the most, though. Sorry, Carolyn, but I wouldn't be seen dead in one. I'm an old lady, and I don't think people need to see an old lady sitting in a gamer chair. Because whenever I look at her, I think, is it one of those ones that's like that rocks backwards and forwards, and you go right back and side to side? Like, I think gamer chairs are disturbing enough at the best of times, even with young people in them. But you know those mechanical ones that sort of throw you around a bit while you're playing the game? Yeah, we do have mild winters. They are pretty lush, no snow. But I loved it when I lived in the States that, I had my first white Christmas ever. But yeah, it doesn't really look, you will know it's winter because you'll see people in puffer jackets, the official uniform of Tasmania, also known as the Tassie tuxedo. What I've decided I'm going to start doing on Tasmania Calling is react to people doing videos about Tasmania and either defend my island or agree that they've nailed it. Because I love showing this island off, but the reality is so many people have done videos that have got really gorgeous landscapes, and really you don't get to see a lot of stuff in the car. And the other thing is, I'll love to show you, there's no bloody mobile reception. So I can kind of show off the island using somebody else's work. They'll be credited, of course, but also react and let you know whether or not what they're saying is right. And I found a video the other night, I only play like a couple of seconds live with you guys, and it sounded like Siri was narrating it. So that one's the first one I think I'm going to do. Or I might do Jimmy Ray's, he's a hoot. But anyway, we'll see. The best insult you've ever heard, a fat Nicole Kissinger. Well, she does. She's got the same beady, soulless dark eyes and pointy nose and even the hair. But yeah, the gamer chair. Park Cafe on the left, fabulous food, coffee, grog, winter cocktails, hot toddies, all of that good stuff. And then down here, Park Beach, surf is up. Surf's up, groovers. But because you guys get the long view, it's not like a massive swell here. It's not Tassie's most spectacular surf beach, but it's good enough one to have a good surf or boogie board or whatever you want to do. Oh, we've got the surfer pulling up his knickers right in front of us. Sorry, mate. Mosey put a towel around his waist. Most of us don't bother. Nadie, hello. Hi, Nadie. What did I miss? Your old bony bum needs a padding. Yeah, gamer chair. I know, they're wrong. And my Bullhorn Betty has a gamer chair. Does she still have a gamer chair now she's done up her office? Or is her pink and white gamer chair back? But yeah, come on, Mummy Rambling's blog looks stupid in a gamer chair. Come on. I mean, Zav looks stupid in one. I love Nadine with the little skeleton and the music. Groovy. Isn't it gorgeous, Madelirium? And yeah, I mean, you guys will get to know on my other channel on Tasmania Calling. We go for walks and talks on this beach, and Oh, but the comment about the Tasman Sea, so just beyond the bracket here, up here, where the horizon starts, that goes straight out to the Tasman and across to New Zealand. There's quite a few surfers out. The break's really far out too. They're pretty decent sized waves. But because you guys get this sort of panoramic view, the waves look pretty small, but someone's just got up on a wave. Oops, off he goes. So yeah, this is where I lived. Look at you guys all reconnecting. Fuck, we've got such a great community. We honestly are we're the most gorgeous community. We're little, not that many people know about us, and the people who do all belong here. I love it. Hey, wake the truck up, America. How are you, gorgeous? Look at you all just being beautiful and greeting everyone. I know, but I'm betting a 13-year-old boy style gamer chair. You're surrounded by beaches too, but on a lake, you don't get waves as beautiful as this. I've got to be near water. Lakes are beautiful too. Rivers, lakes, ponds, maybe not. Billabongs, but beaches are my happy place. This is my antidepressant. If I didn't live near the beach, I'd probably need meds. But just being able to walk on this beach and the way that your skin, all your pores open up and that salty air, and in summer, obviously, swimming. I mean, I've got wetsuit. I do go out sometimes in winter, but not when it's only 13 degrees. I haven't got any booties. I lost them years ago and I've never replaced them, but I really should. Like we had a really horrible bus crash in Australia about a month ago. After a wedding, the couple that got married had organised a bus to take their guests back to a nearby town where they were all staying. And the bus driver, from all accounts, was driving really negligently and speeding, and the bus rolled onto its side after going around a roundabout, and it landed on a barrier, like a barricade, and 10 of the wedding guests were killed. It was fucking horrible. And nearly every other person on the bus had to be taken to hospital to be treated. But one of them was a local boy from down here, one of our local surfer boys. So not last weekend, but the weekend before. God, the waves are getting pretty big out there. Holy dooly. But as far as this beach goes, the waves today are getting up there with the biggest I've ever seen. They're probably like a 2.5 meter, maybe 3 meter, which doesn't sound like much, but when you're out there with them, it's pretty big. Big enough to do stuff on. Oh, yeah, I've got to go back to BHB and the John Denver. I still don't see it, but I'll investigate further. So, yeah, there was a send-off for Kane Simons here a couple of weeks ago and a surfer's farewell, and it was up the other end at the surf club, and about 400 surfers all went out into the water with wreaths, and everyone goes out and they sing songs. Someone takes like a waterproof speaker out and plays some music, and people speak, and then they put all the wreaths in the water. It's really beautiful. But if you didn't have wetsuit booties, you couldn't do it because you would have got bloody hypothermia or frostbite. So it was a really gorgeous send-off for Kane Simons here, who was one of the 10 people killed in this horrible, horrible bus crash. Tasmanians, we travel everywhere. We're everywhere. Like, what were the odds of a Tasmanian kid dying in this horrible bus crash on the mainland? But anyway, so yeah, Kane was sent off in style, but yeah, I don't have any birdies, so I couldn't do it because you're out in the water for a good hour. There's the rainbow. Are you guys able to pick up the rainbow, or is the panoramic view too big? Pretty much touching the last bit of land before you can see the horizon and the Tasman Sea. BHB looks like the offspring of Dog the Bounty Hunter and a female blonde troll doll. Don't hold back. And for anyone just arriving, from now on, we've given Zav Girl an Aussie nickname because I kept calling her Gav, as in short for Gavin. So from now on, Zav Girl will be known on this channel as Gav. She's been acting like a fucking Gav. Suits her. My early morning Sunday dyslexia. This is why I love going live, because you guys just all roll in and you're all like, hey, g'day groovers. How the fuck are you? I'm great. What have you been up to? Not much, cunt. How are you? I love it. I fucking love you, fuckers. That's a very Aussie bogan. Bogan is a mix of redneck and hillbilly. Yeehaw! It's not a bad mashup, is it? I don't know. She kind of looks like a seal to me as well. But I don't want to say that publicly because I love seals. But there's something about the wide-eye seal face going on, in my view. And that brittle hair that just it pretty much snaps off. You can hear it snapping off while she's talking. Unlike Natasha Cooper, who you can actually watch her snapping off while she's talking. You were listening to yesterday's live this morning and cry laughing. Oh, but the day before, the apology one, Nadine? Was that? That was Friday. I was celebrating numerous family birthdays yesterday. Although time zone, it might have been yesterday for you guys. It is a family. Use and see you next Tuesday on the same live. I'm not holding back. Two of my really good friends have just pulled up next to me on bikes. But I don't want to expose them to the world while I'm live on the YouTubes. They haven't spotted me, thank God. If she had a hot oil treatment, her disposition would be so much better. Good, they didn't spot me. Yeah, my days run together too. And that was right. I just wondered if there was somebody else that did a live that was funny. I wanted to watch it. Ballbag Betty looks like a drunken Saturday night's fuck her daddy put in with a wooden spoon. What the hell? Ballbag Betty looks like a drunken Saturday night's fuck her daddy put in with a wooden spoon. What on earth? I can't understand that. You laugh at all of them. We try to have laughs even when we're covering really heavy subject matter because I think we're all smart enough to do it respectfully. And there are some creators that I know have the capacity to do it, and Jesus, I wish they would. Because I think it's a really good way for us all to cope with what we're dealing with. I mean, as a lawyer, especially when I did criminal law, if we didn't laugh, we would have all gone absolutely insane. I mean, we did all ultimately go insane, but at the time when I was doing the job, to keep us all sane, and it was never laughing at anyone's misfortune, unless we saw someone walk into a pole. That's always fucking hilarious. And then a minute later, I'll do the same thing. Karma gets me really quickly when I do that. But that's the beauty of this community. Like, we're smart enough to find humour and keep each other buoyed while we're talking about some of the most horrific shit imaginable and the most horrific people imaginable. Every time I've seen Natasha Cooper, imagine her smacking her gum chewing and spitting when she talks, or scratching her frenula and sniffing her finger. I'm scarred for life because of that. Well, I'm glad it made you laugh, Nadine. Yay! Because you can picture BHB spitting like a cobra. Oh, my God. You guys are always so funny. I told you my blood is filling up. You can't make me laugh too much or I'll pee my pants. I mean, I won't. And there are loos just along from here. So, all right, I'm going to have a smiggo and then I'm going to head to my abode and get on with doing some stuff. So none of you said if you want me to keep this Gav thing going. And I don't mean talking about Gav. I mean, I'm over that. Do we want to discuss Scratch and Sniff Girl or Laura? Look, I think both of them are going to give us other things to talk about, really. For the people that are saying Natasha got off scot-free, I disagree. I've seen plenty of people ripping her to shreds as well. But I think one of the reasons Zav got ripped to shreds was it's escalated with her. Like, she has just started to do the most reprehensible bullshit. And Kylie Rodney, a lot of people are talking about constantly, but Cleo Smith was what got me fired up about her. And I think that was that sort of fall from grace from someone that wasn't really, I mean, people were disgusted with how she was milking and sensationalizing Kylie Rodney, no doubt about it. But it was still a huge fall from grace. Like, she was also racing towards 100,000 subs, and for some unknown fucking reason, people really liked her. I just found her boring as batshit and just irresponsible and reckless the whole friggin' time. But it was, I think there was a shock factor with Gav. Scary and Sniff Girl is her new handle. I had somehow psychologically blocked out how cement shoes, because the Scratch and Sniff. I had a scratch on my leg this morning, like I was itchy just above my knee when I was putting my gym jacks on. And just to make myself laugh, I scratched it and then I sniffed my fingers and I was like, God, I'm funny. Do you guys do shit like that? Because it was in my head and I'm like, okay, you've got to give it a new meaning. It was my thigh. It was not my thigh, just above my knee. And it wasn't the JJ. Yeah, Natasha did get her content from Gav, yes. What, you don't know about the Scratch and Sniff? Well, welcome to our community, Unseen Thinkers. You'll get all the hot news here. New grifter merch line, Scratch and Sniff, snicker sticker with her face. Oh, I think she'd smell worse than that. I love tuna. Don't insult tuna. I can't even imagine what that thing would smell like sitting in that recliner in her diaphanous negligees for hours on end and just the food that she eats. And no, I can't go there. It's bad enough we saw it. Let's not discuss at length what it might smell like. But don't insult tuna fish. Poor tuna. Yeah, I was too earlier. This is the second time Natasha Cooper's vagina has been discussed. You're welcome. Fucking hell. Oh my God. You guys are the best and the worst at the same time. That's why I love you. We really are a good little gang of people, though. Yeah, thank you, Orchid. Jesus. So out of line. Scouts lose. Everyone's losing it. Look at that. I think it's just like, what? You're welcome. You love it here. Admit it. You belong. I love that. I do love the different cases we cover and the new people that find us. And there's, I mean, occasionally a troll will wander in and say something really derpy, and we're like, you know, fuck off, you derp. But for the most part, even trolls usually who find us are quite funny. I still pray for Natasha's hairbrush. That poor thing gets violated in ways it shouldn't. I still think that's a really funny expression, though. What was it? My snatch is so itchy I could ride a hairbrush. Like, that does make me laugh. She does. She does have some expressions that crack me up. I'm not going to lie. And some facial expressions of hers make me laugh too, but not her facial expression after sniffing her vagina aroma on her fingers. That, no. I'm still stuck on during Kylie Rodney case. Zav was comparing the shape of another YouTube creator's ears called It Could Mel to the shape of the ears of the guy in the party. I know. What was it, Ronnie? She fully doxed It Could Mel too. I don't know if you guys have watched Nonsense or if you watch Nonsense, but she's done a couple of videos that are really interesting, just exposing all the shit Zav's done in the past. Unfortunately, again, Terence Kelly, the innocent man who was on Zav's screen for over an hour while she was covering the case of a little Australian girl who got abducted and was found 18 days later alive. Like, it was an incredible story. I've pointed out Cleo Smith and Terence Kelly to quite a few creators, but there's already plenty of material without Cleo. But for me, the Cleo thing was disgusting. That she had this innocent man's photo up for over an hour while her chat and many of her mods said some of the most racist shit. In fact, the most racist stuff I have ever seen on YouTube. And because she was covering it, and I was too, because it was an Aussie case, and I went in there and I was like, he's suing every media outlet in the country and potentially overseas for showing his photo because he's innocent. You might want to take it down. And I got absolutely reamed by her mods and her. She didn't give a fuck. But Nonsense has done a couple of really good videos, which includes the It Could Mel stuff, comparing the ears. We love our cool trolls, we sure do. Did she fall backwards? I'm also tempted to do a Zav Girl apology when the dust has settled a little bit. No, I know, it was insane. It was insane. It's worth listening to the two Nonsense lives because, yeah, the stuff she goes through, but she covers the It Could Mel stuff too. Natasha Cooper's bumper sticker should be, if it smells like trout, get the fuck out. I'm a bit sensitive about trout after that Tasmanian lady last year. Trout lady. Not good. She has been seen out of the recliner by me. I saw her eating in a restaurant quite a few years ago when she was setting up a fraudulent GoFundMe type thing for a family that had a victim. I can't remember the backstory, but she met up with them and then ripped everybody off. Oh, the racist comments were disgusting. I mean, Terence Kelly, the perpetrator, and Terence Kelly, the innocent man, are both Indigenous Australians. And even though people in chat were saying that's not him, that's the innocent guy, there were people in chat saying the most despicable stuff, saying, well, he still looks like a creep and he's still creepy looking and he still looks like a rapist and he's still disgusting. And this guy, his wife had just given birth to a baby, and at the happiest time of their lives when they should have been celebrating, he was falsely put out there as a alleged perpetrator, now convicted, not him, the other guy, it absolutely destroyed him. It was disgusting. But yeah, some of the comments in her chat, including from her mods, I've never seen anything like it on YouTube before or since. Oh, we've got to get Mel Mel. We've got to get motherfucking Lynette to do. Well, no, it's Mel Mel who does the Natasha Cooper impersonation. But yeah, if we added motherfucking Lynette in the mix, she'd go to town. Oh yeah, there's anime stuff as well. Yeah, and that's another thing. I mean, Nonsense covers pretty much everything except Cleo's story, which is fine. But I tried to go back and find the live where Zav had Terence Kelly's photo up on the screen, and I don't want to have to sit through or listen to hours of her. Like I kept thinking, just speed her up, because she did a few, and she calls him Terry Kelly the whole time, which is also fucked up. But anyway, why she familiarises herself with everyone, everyone's names get shortened like they're her buddies, even if she's slamming them. So many people could have sued her or tried to, for sure. Oh, when she sniffed her finger. No, she just sniffed it. I'm surprised she didn't lick her lips, actually, Unseen Thinkers. Morning. Oh, meaning get the fuck out of your recliner and take a shower. Look, she probably had just had one. Yeah, we're not going anywhere near Trout Lady. Thanks for finding us, Unseen Thinkers. Hello, GMD. Good to see you. Yeah, great to meet you, Unseen Thinker. Look at this little girl walking past. She's got little ears on top of her raincoat. Cute. Like little floppy bunny ears or something. All right. I don't know if I know Mel Mel's video on BHB. Oh no, the sensitivity training. Emily Flotilla commented on my community post about that today, going, I love your snark. At least my snark's funny snark, whereas Zav's snark was mean. Gav's snark was cunty to me. She was cunty. But I'm going to hit the road. I've done it now. That's a good debrief. I still don't know if you guys want me to cover anything. I'll hang on for a minute or two. Let me know if there's anything you would like me to do. But yeah, I don't have the time or the inclination to try and find the Terence Kelly stuff that Gav did. I think I've spoken about it enough that most people would now know about it. Hit the little like button on your way out, Groovers. No, her apology was shite. I think we all agree on that. But yeah, any requests for anything you'd like me to do, let me know. I really wanted to do a case from Australia that was just so fucking sad, but it's also really interesting because the magistrate or the judge got really fucked off with the defence counsel recently. But it's definitely not a lot of laughs type story. It's horrible, but I kind of feel like I want to honour her. I don't want her name to be forgotten. I will definitely give your love to Sunny Bum. Yeah, I've got Kathleen Folbig on the list already. That'll be a doozy because there's so many different points of view on it. And the angle, mine is, even when you think somebody is guilty, if they're not proven guilty, I've acted for plenty of people as a criminal defence lawyer, and I'm like, you're guilty as fuck. But has the prosecution got enough evidence to convict you? Let's see. And in some people's eyes, unfortunately, I was very good at getting acquittals. But yeah, just because people think someone might be guilty, if there isn't enough evidence to convict them, that's just the way the system is. But yeah, so Kathleen's on the. I mean, Catherine Knight would be worth doing just to show people our most repugnant murderer in Australia. Well, female, because Ivan Milat is our worst male killer. Great news too about the Long Island killer. That's awesome news. Reasonable doubt does go a very long way. It is the way the cookie crumbles, and I'd much prefer the occasional guilty person to walk free than a shitload of innocent people be locked up forever and the key thrown away, you know? And the other thing that's interesting about Kathleen Folbig is even the people who still think she did it, she spent 20 years in jail. There are people in Australia that have done less for murder. So I kind of feel like everyone should just be, you know, the people that think she did it should be content that she did her time. But for those of us who think that she was wrongfully convicted, and the people who think she's completely innocent too, it's fucked up that she spent 20 years of her life in jail. It's a really, really interesting case. But on that note, Grooves, cowabunga dudes, and I think Finn and I are doing batshit on Wednesday night. I'll probably go live tomorrow and do my usual sup groovers, drive into work, and I may even do some cooking this afternoon, depending on what I decide to do. But once again, welcome to the new people who found our community. It's great to have you here. Thanks to everyone who is already part of this community who's just so welcoming and lovely. And I will see you all again very soon. Have a beautiful weekend. And as for you, Gav, go fuck yourself.